way I do, so we probably should do it the same way.
Okay.
And put it this way.
Yeah. Well, can you fold it? Does it work?
That's gonna be. Challenge, but I can do it.
Looks really good.
So like that. Then ready. Yeah.
Awesome. Just put it all in there. Okay, so now, before we do that, we're going to talk about stamps. So these are all examples of stamps. And can you put a sticker on here? Does that work? Or do you
No,
need?
you have to have a certain stamp, right?
So what do stamps do?
So it shows like that it's from that place, and like say the flag is kind of represents like the United States.
Oh. So where would these heart stamps say they're from?
It says Forever USA, so you can still see it.
They're all.
USA Forever. All says USA Forever.
So Forever stamps, they came out a few years ago, 10 years ago. But stamps used to have a time limit that you could use them. But Forever stamps, you can use them whenever you want, and in the United States. So they don't show where they're coming from. They just show that they're from the post office, and then you have to buy them. So it's like paying for them to mail your envelope for you. So you can't use a sticker because you didn't buy it from the post office, and then the post office doesn't get paid.
And then if you're selling like packages, you have to pay more.
Yeah, that's true. So that's what stamps are for. So we're going to practice just because I think you kind of know, but we're going to practice. There's this says the address, return address, and what's that one? Yeah. So I want you to show me where to go on each of, and that one and that one. It's the same place on both. But.
So
Awesome. Yeah, it looks really good. So this is the address, and what does that mean?
that's where it's gonna go.
And then the stamp, what does it do?
That's shows that you paid to send it.
Yeah. And what is the return address for?
If they want to give something back,
If who wants to give
the
something back?
person you're sending it to.
Oh, if they
Or
want
if-
to send you
Or
something
if
back.
they lose it and they can't find it.
Oh.
Like they know where it is, but they can't. Like something got ripped off. Maybe you
Yeah.
send it back to that.
So if we put the wrong address on here and it didn't get to your sister, they would send it back to us? So then we could fix it and send it again?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay. So now that you know where those go, we can leave them there so you remember for the small one.
So
Let's
this
do
is
the
the address
Yeah.
for this. So I'm gonna have to write it kind of small.
Yeah.
So
And do they have to be in lines like this, or can you just make it one all the way across?
you could do it all the way across.
Yeah, but it's usually done like this. That's how they'll understand it best. So. But I guess you could. I already said that one.
Three, 2, 6. West. Six. West. 1, 2. Street.
Awesome. Okay. So, sister Alyssa Ann. Oh, our middle name is Ann. That's so nice. Okay. West. We have the zip code. Do you know what a zip code is? So this part is the zip code, and that's the number that shows where you live. So in Rexburg we have a zip code that represents Rexburg, and it's 83440.
And I've seen that a couple of times before.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay.
Same kind of phone numbers, 208, that's like your area.
Yeah.
Different for different places.
So then it's helpful because it'd be hard to have all different numbers, right? Because there's not that, well, there are a lot of numbers, but. Okay, so now we can pick a stamp, so they all work the same, so. And we'll actually probably have you put 2 on there because it's 1 stamp for around the United States as long as it's under a certain weight, and I think it is, but I just, just to be safe. And stamps cost about 50 cents each. Did you know that?
That's pretty expensive.
Yeah. But you're also paying them to send it all the way across the United States. So 50 cents isn't that bad for a trip across the United States.
Should I just put it below? This side.
I would put it next to it, yeah. But I actually don't know if it matters. Awesome. That looks so good. Okay. So what do you think I forgot to tell you to bring?
My address.
Yeah, so why would that be a
1302 South Desert Rock Drive, 4000 West.
Do you know your address? Of course you
sure
do.
That's it.
Okay, then I think you should write that. If you know what it is, you should write that right
I'm
there.
just going to write it here to make sure first.
That's an awesome idea.
So, our zip code, no, that's our house number, 1302.
Yeah.
So, 1302 South Desert Rock Drive.
Awesome. And then, so under that, you see, I put my mom's address right there, just like you did. And then I put Kingston, Washington, and the zip code, because that's where I'm from. So you would put Rexburg,
Idaho.
yeah, just like with your sisters right there.
So, Rexburg, Idaho. So now it's an IH, right?
Well, you see on your sisters, they put NJ. What does NJ mean?
New Jersey.
New Jersey. And there's a abbreviated, you know what abbreviated means?
Abbreviation. It's like short for that word.
Yeah.
Like N means New Jersey, new, and J means Jersey.
Yeah, and there's an abbreviated thing for all the states.
And
so
isn't it 2 letters for each one?
I think they're all 2 letters. Might not be.
So
but I
ID.
think so. Yeah, ID. There you go. And then the zip code, I have it right here on my return address, and you can copy it.
83440.
Yep.
83440.
Awesome. Okay.
So now I write that in this.
Yep. And you can put your name right there, so they know who it's from. So your name and then the address.
$13.02 South Desert Drive. Okay.
You do the whole thing? We're good?
Wait, no. Wait. 8. I need to do Rexburg, Idaho. 8.
Oh, okay.
Eight, 83440. 83440.
Okay. So what do you think the next step is?
The You seal it.
How do you seal it?
You lick this and put it down. And
We
so,
lick this stuff?
mhm.
Yeah. It's, you know what it's called? It's called gum. Isn't that kind of weird? Because it's not gum.
Yeah, some people put tape or like wax. You know,
Oh.
they use wax.
Yeah?
And, yeah, some people do like stickers like these, not the stamps though.
Oh, because they're different.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. That'd be cool if you could just put your stamp there, and then it would be two things, be doing two things at once. Because you'd be paying for your letter and closing your letter. I think that's a good idea. Okay, so let's close our letters. Are you sure they're all done? We need to make sure that you have everything we need.
Yeah, I put both things in here.
Yeah.
And then stamps. I think where is it going, and then the return address.
Yeah. And I put my mom's letter in here. That's all I'm putting in here, so I think we're good. Okay, you ready? Whoa. I'm slower than you. I'm really fast. Okay. There we go. Okay. So, letters are not the only thing we mail. What else do we mail?
Email
And what else?
and packages for other people. And sometimes balloons.
How do you mail a balloon?
I don't know. It happened to our house.
What happened?
Well, so my brother, for one of his lessons,
Yeah.
it's this like Harry Potter Hogwarts thing, and it's like his window and all that, and then they tied this balloon, owl balloon, to it.
And the owl brought a balloon?
No, they tied. It was an owl balloon.
Oh, it's a balloon that looked like an owl.
Mhm. So it might have been the male person, or it might have been just the girl doing the lesson.
Huh. That's super cool. Okay, so we're not gonna send a package. I thought we were going to, but we're not, and that's fine. But I still want to talk about them. So let's leave our letters here for a minute and go talk about packages. Okay. So, and there's water still here if you want it. It has your name on it. It's really cute. Okay. So, these are all flat rate packages. Do you know what flat rate means?
It's flat.
Like the package is flat?
Mhm.
Do you know what?
Not the boxing, not the box one.
Do you know what a rate is?
Mm,
A rate is the amount of money that you're spending on it. So, like, if you sometimes the rate is if it's heavier, then you spend more money, right?
mm-hmm.
And if it's lighter, then the rate is less.
Because if you do a heavier one, it's harder for the male person to do it.
Yeah, because it's harder. Yeah.
Mhm.
So if it's flat rate, that means it's the same amount of money no matter what weight it is, but you have to be able to fit it in the box.
Mhm.
So this one is a flat rate envelope, but it's bigger than our normal envelopes.
Mhm.
And you can put as much weight in here as you want, as long as it fits in here, and it costs the same. But if you use a normal box that's not these boxes, then if it weighs more or if it's a larger box, then you pay more. So I didn't bring any of those, I just brought these. So there's this envelope kind, and then these are two more flat rate boxes. So the bigger box, this is a medium and this is a small, so which one costs more money to spend?
That one.
Yeah, I think so too. Okay, so we're not gonna send stuff, but I just wanna see if you can make this box look like a box. What do you think? Yeah, it's like a normal, let's see.
And then
Okay, so is it all ready to go?
no, you have to seal it and you have to put stuff in it.
Okay, let's prep. So do you know what this is?
It's tape that you packaging tape.
Yeah, packing tape. So we need to seal this, right?
Mhm.
So I'm gonna do one and show you how to do it. and then I'm ready to do the other side. Okay. Because you've probably used it before. But go like this. And then you go like this. Oh, thank you. It's so hard to make it perfect. And then, see, this has a little sharp razor part, and you just go, oh, you knew. It was perfect. Okay. Now I want you to do the other side. I'll hold it for you. Yep. Yeah. Twice.
But I want to try this and see if I
Yeah,
can
it's
make
so
this in a
small.
box.
This would be kind of silly to mail though, because there's
This
nothing
is
in
that.
here.
Oh, yeah, this is easy. This with it.
Oh. Such a small box.
Smaller one's more confusing.
Yeah. I think you got it though.
Oh. Oopsies. We put these down first before I did that.
Yeah.
Like this. There we go.
Awesome. And then do you,
Again,
What
you
do you
tape it.
do you want to tape it? I think it looks so nice closed. I'll have to break them down after though, because they're not going anywhere empty. Here, do you want help? Cool. So no matter how heavy these are or how light they are right now, they'll cost the same. That's awesome. Okay, so I sent mail to my mom, right? And you sent mail to your sister. Who else can you send mail to?
Pretty much anybody.
Yeah, and why we sent it because we missed them, right? So why else would people send mail?
Like some people like to advertise for stuff.
Yeah,
Some people like they buy the newspaper.
that's true.
And yeah, like when people are doing sales or whatever, they put some stuff in boxes and that.
Have your parents ever bought something online and then decided they didn't want it? No? Or what do you think you'd do if that happened?
Well, you get it, and then you realize you didn't want it. You just call them, and I'm pretty sure they either you drop it off or they come and pick it up.
So what if I bought something online and the store is in a different state and it's super
Then
far
you send
away?
it back.
Oh, I can mail it back? Like in a box? Like, yeah, okay. So that's another thing, you can send stuff back that you don't want anymore. My mom, actually today, my mom called me and she said I got a mail from this apartment complex that said I owe rent for my next semester. So they were telling me that I owe money. So that's something people can do. They can
Like
send you,
warnings.
well, not warning.
Yeah.
Well, I guess maybe eventually, but I'm not late. But yeah, but they send bills. Do you know what bills are?
Yeah. Like when you're buying a house, most people they don't buy it all at one time.
Yeah.
You slowly pay it off,
Yeah.
and you have to pay a certain amount each month.
So they can tell you that you owe that money by sending you a letter, right? Or they can tell you in your email. They can, either way, it depends. Cool. So, I think we should go mail out letters. Does that sound good? Okay. Let's grab them. And they're all ready. Super excited. So my mailbox is out here, and we'll wait. We can talk.
Don't you normally have a key?
Yeah, I know. It's right here. But my mailbox is is locked. Is your mailbox locked?
No.
What does your mailbox look like?
It's well, normally you have two. One's for like newspapers, I
Okay.
think, and the other one's it's flat, and then it comes up like that,
Yeah.
and it has a flag, so it tells like the mailman who are coming around to pick it up.
So it doesn't lock though, right?
No.
Okay. Well, let's go look at mine and see what mine looks like, because it looks a little bit different. That's what mine looks like at my house in Washington, but not here. Okay. I'm so excited to send my mom this letter. It's gonna be so good. Okay. Got my mailbox. Thanks. Right over. Is that your dog? Okay. I'm glad it's not as sunny anymore. It was so warm. So who else do you think you would send a letter to? And not just like other than your sister on a mission?
Like my grandparents and other missionaries.
Yeah. Moral support, that's a good word. And then is your sister graduating this year? Celeste, Mariah?
No, Shirley's the oldest.
Yeah.
I don't think she's graduating anymore.
Well, once she goes to college, you can also...
505. Right.
505? Yeah. Here, do you want to try? This is checking our mail, not... But... So I would put the key in and check when to get our mail. So is that working?
Oh, it's 405.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So
Good job.
over.
You remembered. I used to live in 404, so I always do it in that one and it never works. Is there anything in there? You can get it. Who's it for?
You.
Me? Is my name Kylie?
Probably then. Was
No.
someone in your apartment?
There's not someone in our apartment named Kylie. So she must have lived here before. So what do you think we should do with it? Well, she doesn't live here now and she doesn't have the key. So how's she going to get it back? Should we just throw it away probably? Do you think she needs it?
I don't know. Discover. Salt Lake. I don't know.
So what should we do with it? Because I don't know who she is or where she lives.
You could look on where it was meant to go,
Yeah.
and then you could send it for the with the return address.
That's true. We could call the Discover people. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think
Or
we?
could send it to that place.
Well, that's where I live. So it would
Oh,
just
yeah.
come back right here.
So we could send it back.
Yeah. So so you think we should send it? We shouldn't just throw it away because I don't know who it is.
And we don't know how important it is.
Yeah, we don't know how important it is. So actually, this happens a lot because people move a lot, and there's a sign right here that tells you what to do. It says if you get a piece of mail for someone who no longer lives in your apartment, you cross out where it was sent to, and you put it back into the outgoing mail, and then the post office will know, and they'll send it back to the Discover people for you. Isn't that cool? It's super easy.
So they would cross out this.
Yeah. Yep, I don't have a pen, but we'll do it. We'll bring it back. So, so that's how I would check my mail, and you know that. But it's just different because there's so many right here. So, this is where you send the mail. It says outgoing. So we throw it in there. And then, what are these for, do you think? Is there anything in there?
The boxes, maybe?
Oh,
Or like how to get to the mail?
it doesn't work.
It's so weird.
Yeah, so there we go. So if someone sends me a package, like someone sent Brittany, she's camera woman here. Someone sent her mom sent her a package yesterday, and she got a key in our mailbox. And the package, she took it out of our mailbox and she opened it, and the package was right in there because our mailboxes are too small to put packages in.
So you find these are the lower numbers,
Yeah.
and then you find yours if you have a package.
Yeah. So that's how you do it. So it's a little bit different than your mailbox, but it does the same thing. Yep. Cool. Awesome. So we should take this, and I'll cross it out and put it back later. So. Great idea. Okay, let's go. Okay. So how long do you think it'll take your sister to get her letter?
My guess is probably about 3 days to a week.
Yeah. Because how it was like how many? It was like. Do you remember how
30
many?
something hours.
Yeah, 33. I think it was 33 hours driving.
Plus going through everything. I'll like checking things and stuff.
That's true. And then the sometimes it goes in the air too, in a plane, so it might do some in the plane and some in a car, so it probably won't take exactly that long. We're not sure.
And it could get lost. And, yeah, there's a lot of things.
That's true.
Could go wrong.
Definitely could. Okay. So online, it says it takes 2 to 7 days to send anywhere in the U.S. So I think it'd probably be on the latter end of that. So, okay. Here. So I'm just gonna cross this out and I'll throw it back in later. And we're not gonna send a package, but really fast we're gonna pretend we are, just so you know what to do if you ever do. So, to send a package, we would write. What do you write? 1 second.
We're so popular today.
Do you have anything?
I'm
Are you-
busy at the
you're
moment.
busy?
Yeah,
Okay, gotcha.
Have a good food drive. Okay. Okay. So do you think that's address or return address?
Return address.
Return address? Okay. We're not gonna write it. I'll just write RA for return address. And then 2, what would that be?
Address.
Address.
First one, 2.
Yeah.
And then the stamp goes right there.
You think so?
Print. Postage.
So what were stamps for that we decided?
Well, you have to buy it so you buy the stamp and you use 1 or 2 for each one,
Yeah.
depending on how heavy it is.
So for the box, we're gonna pay for it when we go to the post office. We're gonna pay
To buy the box.
to send it because the box is free because it's
Yeah.
it's the flat rate box. So when we send it, we pay. So would we need to put a stamp on it if we're already paying? Would we need to
No.
pay twice? I don't think so either. So when you send boxes, you don't have to put stamps on it because you go to the post office and you just pay for it right there. Yeah. Okay, so you're gonna have the box, I'm gonna be the postal worker. We're almost done. Okay, so you're gonna come, I'll sit. The postal workers sit.
I'm the mailbox.
No.
You're the mailbox. So we're gonna mail this at the post office. Yeah. So I'm gonna be the postal worker, and this is gonna be my, what's it called?
Desk.
Desk. Yeah. Okay. So, what do you think you would come in and say?
Door.
Awesome. That's a really big door. I like it. Is it a long line?
Normally. And then say, can you send this to the place? And then can you send this? You give to them, they look at it.
Oh, you wrote it right here? Awesome. So then I would weigh it.
Well, no, actually not, because
Why
it's
not?
a flat mailbox. Because you just have to put as much stuff as you can fit in that box.
That's true, so I wouldn't have to weigh it. You're right. So if this wasn't a flat rate box, I would weigh it and then see how big it is. And I would do calculations to see how much you owe, and then you would
Pay
just like
for
that.
it,
Thank you.
and then
What do I do with the box?
there's normally there's a place over there, and you drop it in, right?
And then what does the box do now?
And the mail person comes, picks it up, goes through all the planes, cars, and all that.
So I'm the mail person. So I'm switching. I'm a different person. I'm the mail person now, right? So I take this box and I get in a car and I drive to New Jersey. Is that what I do?
Well, normally, depends on how far you are away. If you're like pretty far away, you normally switch or take it on a plane.
Oh, so the person you give it to doesn't take it the whole way usually, right? Yeah. So I'm the mail person and I give it to I put it in a truck that goes to another mail person and they put it in another truck and goes all the way to New Jersey. Awesome. Cool. Okay. So do you have any more questions about mail or about how to send stuff or what you can send?
Nope.
Can you send live animals in the mail? Are you sure?
Well, you can send meat, let it go rotten.
So it's not a live animal because it's meat. Yeah. So you can send stuff in the mail. Like people send like baby chickens in the mail, like all in little boxes.
Or
and
like eggs.
and eggs and like worms and it just depends. But you can't send stuff like illegal stuff or stuff that would go bad, like you're saying. Or what else couldn't you send? Because there's a list, but I think it's more kind of common sense. Like, what wouldn't you send in the mail?
Well, you wouldn't send a bird or like a hawk or like a lion.
Yeah.
How would you fit that? It would just get out.
I know, that would be really, you'd have to have a really big box or a cage. You can't send stuff like scary chemicals, that could like harm, like if people smell them, that'd be bad. And other stuff. Yeah, so it's kind of, you'll just kind of know if you can't send it, right? Yeah, I think so too. Awesome. So, do you have any more questions? Do you have someone in your mind that you want to send a letter or package to now?
Not really.
No. So you said your grandparents earlier, right? While we were on our little walk. Yeah, that'd be fun. Because I think they'd really appreciate that. I know my grandparents.
We're gonna see them in a week.
Oh, for the 4th of July, or for what?
For the 4th of July, and we're having a 3-day like family reunion with all of my mom's side's cousins.
That's super awesome. So you'll get to see them in person, and that's even better than sending packages. That's super
Definitely.
nice. But you can't always see them in person. But when you can, it's really nice too.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Brigham. I'm sure your sister is going to love her letter so much.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's it.